Hello everyone and welcome to Bevins Bricks, and today I got some exciting news. And what would that be? Well, I got the Jason Vincent Tower placed, so I'm going to be doing a huge Lego City update. So if this is something that interests you, stick around because it's coming up. Now, because I love to do what I refer to as a minifig eye view, I wanted to start right here with the placement of the Jason Vincent Tower next to my Daily Bugle and my Octan Tower. And I could not be happier with how the skyline is actually filling out. It's giving me a really great view and a beautiful angle. Now, with doing that placement, I really feel I'm going to need a couple more buildings over here, as I just think that will fill in the skyline amazingly, as I am completely impressed with how this building turned out and how it looks placed in the city. Now, keep in mind there are a few things I'm already not happy about it, and here's what I mean by that. The Jason Vincent sign is actually turned too far in, so I'm going to end up remodifying it and taking it and bringing it over to this side so it's a little more visible and looks a little better. And then also on the base of that particular building, but let me scan a few more things of this because, man, I just love how that looks. I really am happy with how that building looks over there. I just think it looks so impressive. But anyway, let me get over to the other side of the table. A lot of you know and remember that I built this huge Mills plate. And when I was doing that, I did it with the thought intention of putting the Jason Vincent Tower up on top of it. And I wanted to make it the tallest building of this corner, of which I feel I succeeded very well. But the thing that I was going to say I don't like about it, I'm going to fix, I still have to fill in that hole up here in the front. But I also want to do a little bit of modification to this curve back here, as I feel this could come in a little bit and then I could bring this out just a tad. All in all, it's not horrible, don't get me wrong, but it is something that I would like to alter. And then just trying to come down and give you a better view of this particular area here. This is another area I am extremely happy with, and that is just to be able to sit and look up at those amazingly huge buildings. It just makes for a beautiful view, as I love to look at things from what I consider to be the minifig eye view. Trying to come back up from here, this is a view from the pond on the back, and I'm trying to get it to focus for you guys, looking down into the train station. And as you can see, it's just it just lends to a lot of different details, and it wants you to pull right in and kind of sit down and take a peek, because I mean it's just, to me, again, I just really love how this whole little corner is starting to come together. Mind you, it's because I have these insane buildings that it is taking me an extremely long time to actually fill this in. And at some point, I still need to get a backdrop to kind of hide some of that. But I still have so much other things that I'm trying to focus on and build that I'm not too terribly worried about it right now. Now, the big thing I want to point out is this building, let me tell you what, it is a behemoth. Now, when I say behemoth, that's probably an understatement. And here's what I mean. I want to show you the actual height of this building. If you just look at the top of the building, it is 4 feet in height. But if you go all the way up to the top of the pole, and I am going to try and see if you can see that, it is an actual 5 foot tall building all the way to the top of the tower. So this building is huge, to say the least. And the primary reason I wanted to do that measurement, because I don't think a lot of people can really fathom the size of a lot of these buildings. And let me tell you, they are huge, because like I said, to the top of that tower right there is 5 feet, and to the top of this building right here is 4 feet. So my tallest building now is 5 foot in my city, and I still fully intend on making another huge building, as I am going to be doing the Avengers Tower here really soon as well. And what I've decided I'm going to do is I'm going to move, and excuse it because the roof is off of it, the convention center somewhere else, as I'm going to be placing the Avengers Tower where this is at. And that is going to be a massive building, to say the least. Now, again, I only have a small area of my city completed. There is so much work to do everywhere else. And a lot of that is quite simply because how long a lot of these buildings take to actually do. But I like to try and give you some of the street views. And to me, the street views say it all. And mind you, I still have to put the street lights and the signs and all that up to give you a more adequate view of the streets. But I'm still really, really impressed with how it's coming together and how it's looking, and just love the appearance altogether. Trying to scan around the city just a little bit more. I haven't done any changes anywhere else because I have been primarily focused on trying to get the Jason Vincent Tower completed. But I do know that everybody loves to see the insanity and the size of my city. And keep in mind, this table is 164 square feet, and I do intend on adding another 200 square feet. One of the additions is going to be going here, and then I will be adding another addition down to that end, sticking out. Hopefully, maybe this weekend I will get started on that extension, because if I start doing that, what that will allow me to do is in between working on some of these insanely tall buildings that I'm trying to do all along the back of the building here, because my new perspective, if you will, is to try and take, starting from there, come all the way down here to buildings that are about this tall. I want to get this whole area filled in with a really beautiful skyline. So that way, anytime you're looking at the city, you see a whole bunch of insanely tall buildings, as I think that just adds to the allure of it looking like an actual real city. Now, a lot of you may or may not know, that is my train station, and I unfortunately dropped the roof about a week ago. I still have not put it back together, but I will be putting it back together at some point in time in the future. But the thing is what I may do is put it back together one last time, and then I'm going to end up tearing it apart because I intend on actually increasing the size of that building. Also, as far as the highway, because I get asked this question quite a bit, as far as when am I going to work on it, what am I going to do, and so on and so forth. Still plan on doing it, still going to do it. What it is I'm still trying to decide on exactly where I am going to be placing that in the city. I'm actually thinking about scooting it down this way just a little bit more. And because of that thought, what I'm wanting to do is I need to get this table extension that I just talked about and placed onto the table. That way I know exactly where that will be sitting, so I can start doing some of the footprint work of this particular build, because this highway is going to be a massive undertaking. It's going to be a very long term project. It's not something that's just going to happen overnight, even though I know a lot of people would really like to see this thing completed and done. It is a time-consuming process. So this is a project I already fully expected to take most of the year to do, and it's probably going to take most of the year to do. But anyway, trying to give you another quick scan of the city with all the towers and buildings in view. And again, I personally am just in love with how it's looking. And then you can still come down and you can see up close a lot of the different details I have throughout the city, even though I still need to finish a lot of that in. I still need to do a lot of the tile work and all that, but I'm wanting to try and do more and more videos, even because everybody's always asking me, when am I going to do a city update? And the best I can do is just little city updates like this, because again, there's not a lot finished. I do a lot of my builds on my main my live streams though, so please feel free to check into the live streams often, as you will not always see different things that I am working on. It's just most of my projects are very large, so it takes a very long amount of time. Anyway, though, that is all for this video. I'm hoping to do a video specifically on the Jason Vincent Tower once I get a little bit, or a few more of the small details actually kind of finished off the way that I want them. I'm really happy with how the roof work turned out, because that was what I've worked on the last few days, and just really happy with it actually finally being placed into the city, because I think it's an amazing look. But that's all for this video. So as always, thanks for coming to Bevins Bricks. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share below, and hopefully we'll see you next time on Bevins Bricks.